What is going on, guys? What is going on? How's it going, everybody? Get the mic a little bit closer. So I got a quick update for you guys today. Maybe just 20 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna go ahead, share my screen, jump right into it. Okay. Let me get rid of this. Let me check on my phone. Check that the live is good and well. And I'm going to put a timer on also so that I know when to end this. I'll put it on for 25 minutes. I'll do that. Okay, give me 1 second. Just double checking this right here. Okay, I need to go here, and then this will show the screen. This right here. Okay, I need to. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Looks good to me. So let's start. Okay, so yeah, gonna start off up here. Got the total crypto market cap. Oh wow, look at that. Yesterday, it total crypto market cap came all the way down and tapped the area where I drew out. I think it's time to get back into crypto. If it comes down here, and what do you know? This was on my last stream. Remember my last stream? I drew this out, and that's crazy. How long was it down there? So it was down there for a few hours, and what do you know? Boom. I sort of think that it's going to come back down, but this is a really good looking like V-shaped reversal pattern. So honestly, can't be sure because this definitely looks like it wants to just move up from here. I'd be pretty surprised to see it go back below here. So I gotta say, I'm short term. I'm sort of bullish, but the monthly chart just closed yesterday. So I mean, if we're looking at this right here, if we're looking at this monthly chart, obviously that's pretty bad. So technically this was the monthly low, the previous monthly low. Well, actually, no, never mind. This candle was actually the previous monthly low, and then it created a new high. So this is a market structure break on the monthly. I don't really like using the monthly though, because the monthly it's just too high of a time frame in my opinion. The weekly is more accurate from what I've just saw and just over time, just looking at it. So, but obviously the weekly is not good either. So looking at the weekly, basically what we see here is this. We see that Bitcoin, it had this like weekly low, and then it created a higher low, and then it created a higher weekly low here, and then it created a higher weekly low here, and then it created a higher weekly low right there. And then it sort of just like stayed around there. And then this was sort of another higher weekly low. And then it created a new high. So it was doing really, really well with higher lows just consistently on the weekly time frame. And eventually we got a new all-time high. And then since then, now we have a lower. Well, there's still one more day. Actually, there's still one more day until the weekly closes, but we're essentially going to have a lower low unless a lower low on the close, unless we just, yeah, we're not going to rally all the way up here in the next 24 hours. So yeah, we're going to close. We're going to most likely have a lower low right on the weekly, which means that we're going to have a market structure break, a bearish market structure break on the weekly time frame, right? And since that's the case, that literally puts us in that was one of my parameters. So that's one of my parameters for going risk off, because we didn't really have that until right here. Like this was the last time you could see we were having like low, higher low on the weekly, higher low on the weekly, higher low on the weekly, higher low on the weekly. And then we made a new high and then a low and then a high and then like we broke it and we closed right there. And then that was sort of that led to this 5 months downward movement right there. So now it's like, okay, we had the low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And then I guess I mean technically you no, not technically you could say this. It's really this one right here, which is the one that ended up being lower low. So what that means is that any move up is going to be met with a hell of a lot of resistance and a lot of people shorting the market. So if it does come back up to this area anywhere, really, all starting from 90K all the way up to about shit, you could even say 98K, 98.5. Although I think that like this right here is if it's going to top, it's really shouldn't go back above 96,000. But technically, all this entire level up here, all of this is huge resistance. And if we go to the daily chart, you can see it a little bit more clearly. Obviously, we have the support resistance flip resistance right here. So this is 90 to 92, the huge SR flip area. That's going to be a big resistance. And then, of course, we have this daily, daily bearish. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. Daily bearish order block. So right here is the up move before the down move that broke the market structure. So this is a daily bear short. So if it comes up to here, that's going to be a really good signal to go to short it if we get some bearish, bearish candles up in here. And this entire box right here is technically the weekly. I mean, really, it's all this entire thing, but I don't really count. That's not the way I count it. Is the weekly bearish breaker. So it's just like bearish, 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 bearish. There's all of these resistances. It's going to be super, super, super tough to come back above here. Maybe we could, come up here, retest the SR flip again, and then go back up. But it's like it's either this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, or maybe this will happen. Like either way, I'm pretty convinced there's going to be some downwards movement. And I'm pretty convinced that we're going to get some downwards movement and it's going to take us all the way down to 74 to 75,000. And I think that because that is where, like I mentioned last time, the golden ratio is. It's at 74,000, and that lines up perfectly with the previous top right here, the previous resistance turning into support. So it's like this area is really, really good for where I think the price should bounce from. Although technically, man, this could literally go all the way down. This could literally go all the way down here to the 50,000, into the 50s. And yeah, that would suck. But let's take a look at a couple things here. So from the top, 50% down would bring us to $54,000. And if we look at previous cycle, what did we have? We went down 50. Shit, we went down. Okay, so we went down 55%. Unless this one right here a little bit more, 55. No, it's 55%, right? So we went down 55% in the last cycle. So this cycle, we go down 55%, and we will be at 49,000. We'll be under 50K per Bitcoin. And then obviously if that happens, then that would be like, a giant looking head and shoulders pattern, but I don't think that giant looking head and shoulders, if this does does come down here, I don't think that this will play out. I think this will be the bottom and we'll slowly grind up from there and then move up. Ultimately, I don't think that we're in a bear market. Like, I don't think this is going to drop 80% or something like that. I'm definitely going to be looking for longs in this area right here. I'm definitely going to be looking for shorts up in this area, up here, this entire area. So really, those are the two big plays for Bitcoin. A couple things that I've noticed are that there are certain coins that have done pretty well, and they jumped off of the exact spots where I thought they were going to jump from. And I think this is pretty common. This is something that I've been seeing, or that I've seen a whole bunch, just like a whole lot. I just see it a whole lot. And that is that if you get this huge wick, a huge wick like this, right? There's going to be a lot of people that have their stops right underneath of the wick. So a lot of the times the price just comes straight down to right underneath the wick, and then it just like shoots up. So luckily I had some buy orders like right here, and that actually did pretty well. It's 14% is crazy, right? And so I am really just what I'm doing is I'm putting orders. I'm making sure that I have orders, not I can't you can't go in with like full size to where the point where if it does like break down, then and just keeps on going down, then you're going to lose it all, because that'll mean that you have risk of ruin and you could totally demolish your account. But you could start to add up here, add some in here, and then if you see a reaction, then you could add more and then you could have a stop loss, but like underneath these huge wicks for almost every single coin. I mean, this that you saw it for Ondo, I just showed you. This is Tau. And I mean, look at what happened. Look at what happened here. Big ass wick right there. Boom. Right underneath the wick, right underneath of it. And then it just shot up, right? And what do you know? Right here's next wick. Boom. Right underneath of it, shot up. Here's the next wick. Boom. Right underneath of it. Next day, shot up. And even for this one, even for the little time that we're going up right now, I mean, it went right underneath there and shot up. So it seems like it always goes underneath the support and then shoots up. And that seems to be the stuff that happens. So obviously, if it comes back down here, this lines up perfectly with this huge area of support. I want to buy it. I want to buy Tau from 234 down to 208, down to 200 really. And then also on the flip side of that, you could see that every single time it comes up, it ends up going down, and it comes up and then it goes down and comes and it goes down and it comes up and then it goes down. The trouble with this that I have some trouble with is that, this one created a lower high, right? This one created a lower high. If you're looking at the closes, lower high, right? This one has a lower high, right? But then all of a sudden now you got a higher high. So is that a change? That's a change in the trend. And then you don't want to short it after that. But you could also say this, it was going down, 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 created a high, and then it just had this huge dead cat bounce, right? Although for this one, I was really wanting to short it, up here at this area, and it just missed it, just missed it. But yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be really careful with shorting, because I feel like a lot of times the price just comes up to really like right above where you think it was gonna, it should stop and then turn around. And so I do want to short, I'm shorting a lot of stuff right now. I'm longing a lot of stuff, but I'm also shorting a lot of stuff. This is Litecoin. I was looking at Litecoin because everyone was saying, not everyone, but a lot of people were saying how, how strong it is. And obviously look at it. It's been super, super strong. While everything else, or most things, have been looking, like this, right? Litecoin, it has looked like this, and it's been like that. So I'm looking at this and I'm just thinking like, look, this is obviously a huge resistance right here. Is a huge resistance area. And this is obviously a support. Like, I'm not trying to complicate things. So why not stack up? So if you stacked up sell orders in the resistance, like this entire resistance zone every single time, and you stacked in buy orders down here every single time, like, okay, so this was the first one. Yeah, you could have bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here. So sell here, maybe sell here. There's so yeah, I've orders stacked into short Litecoin of who knows, maybe it'll just pump up, pump to the freaking moon or something right now, probably because I have shorts in it, right? Also XRP, I'm looking at XRP. This is what I see for XRP. I see a giant head and shoulders pattern forming for it. So I started to short already, but I'm literally like, I have 10% that, or I guess another 11% that I'm going to be stacking my shorts in. I don't like going in like super heavy on shorts unless I catch it super, super early in the trend, right? But we're already at the support. It touched off the support. It created this bullish hammer candle, and things could possibly go up right now, and we could have a dead cat bounce. So I don't want to put on like super high position sizes unless we come up to like a level where it's pretty obvious. And I think like up here is really, really obvious for XRP to short it at like 2.5. Although I'm like I said, I already started, and I'm going to keep on adding to it. And let's see here. What else? Okay, yeah. So a couple things. I can actually probably get this off and just go straight to me. I'll do that for a second. Oh, wait, I guess I'll do Solana and Ethereum too. Because why not, So I'm looking at Sol. Sol is another one, that has so much resistance. This one, just to me, it just seems so obvious. Like we've hit this level so many times, and just every single time that we've hit it, we've crashed, right? So things are down. So if we come back up to this level, it's probably going to get resisted again and then probably crash again. It's not difficult. Trading's not difficult. It's just sticking to your game plan is difficult. Not getting all caught up in the emotions is what's difficult. Using like being objective and then not changing shit halfway through is what's difficult, It's not the actual trading. The actual trading is super, super easy. That only takes maybe like 50 or 100 hours to get down. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing for Solana. But the thing that you got to realize is like, we're not going to get a big bull run. Things aren't going to go crazy until the ETF inflows start coming back in, until liquidity starts coming back into the market, new money starts entering the market again, and there's a narrative or a reason for the markets to go up. There has to be something that needs to happen, And right now, there really isn't anything. So why would you be super risk on or trying to do so much stuff when the odds aren't in your favor, when you could wait and then go in super heavy because you preserved your capital, and then go in when the odds actually are in your favor and double or triple or quadruple your account, right? Like, I know that I'm going to be seeing trade setups that will give me, return 10% or 20% of my entire portfolio sometime within the next 3 months. Like, there's going to be a trade setup that's going to enable me to do that, right? And I'm going to be super, super confident in it. But if I'm not super confident in something, I don't really want to be taking it. Strategy is, when you say strategy, do you mean MicroStrategy, this chart right here? The DXY strategy and the DXY. So this is MicroStrategy. Also, I did just find a website that is tracking Michael Saylor's buys and of Bitcoin. He has almost 500 million. He almost has 500,000. He almost has 500,000 Bitcoin, and he's never sold. And so he obviously owns a shit ton. I think his average buying price is $66. So I'm sorry, 66,000. So there is still some room to go, like quite a long ways to go for Bitcoin before Michael Saylor is underwater. But yeah, this thing has dropped 57%. Absolutely horrendous. Not good at all. It looks like the Bitcoin chart a little bit. And so here's the previous highs. This is a good area. It's probably looks a little bit lower than the 61.8, but I would say this is probably an accurate, because this is not really that accurate. I would say this right here is probably the most accurate. So if this is accurate, then this lines up with 78.6 previous SR flip area. Like, this is where I think it would be a good buy, about like 190 to 202 area. But like, I'm not buying MicroStrategy. I just buy Bitcoin. Like, why even do that? I also started to look at Coin and some other ones, because I bought it like down here, and I've just been like holding most of it. I think I sold a lot of it like here, and here, 176 area. And then I just never bought back. So if it does come back down, it would be pretty nice. And then I also look at Tesla. Um, I was seeing something about the S&P 500, like potentially topping. I think it was. I think they did this, and they said, well, since January of 2024, so for an entire year, it's been up, and it was falling underneath of there, but it looks to have recovered. So yeah, still good news. Still good news. But like, if it does sort of just like roll over, obviously that would be really, really bad. And that's like a big thing that you got to be cautious about. You got to be super, super cautious about that. Another thing I look at is Bitcoin against the SPX, but yeah, that one's nothing really you could say about that. DXY. To me, it looks pretty bullish, to be honest. I mean, it took out all these high. It went above all these highs. It went above here, closed, and retested it, and then shot up again. And then now it's like retesting it again. Like, basically all of these highs, right? If it falls underneath of here, then yeah, I would say it's probably gonna keep on falling. But as of right now, looks pretty good. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance still rising. You know what? For Bitcoin dominance, we basically needed this right here um to be the top for Bitcoin dominance, and then we needed to roll over from this area. Because we didn't do that, and this was the golden ratio, or it only happened for 1 month. That makes Bitcoin dominance much, much, much more likely to continue to move up, which means that altcoins are going to continue to underperform Bitcoin as a whole. So I'd be pretty cautious, going into too many alts right now. Yeah. There's some stuff that is like been doing good, but as just overall, like, it's better to just buy Bitcoin, obviously. But if you can, let's go. Like, I'm still in PopCat because of this candle right here. Because it was bullish. And I did get Ondo, like I mentioned before, down here right underneath this big wick because I like to do that. But I'm also looking at the Bitcoin pairs, and I just have a feeling it's going to turn around. It's going to wick back down here, which would mean that it's going to fall like and underperform Bitcoin again. And I think that's going to happen with a lot of alts. Like I don't see this entire thing being over, you know? Um in two senses. I don't see the whole bull market to be over, but also I don't see this little bear section that we're having in the bull market to be over. I think that what's going to happen is what I talked about in the beginning, where Bitcoin could potentially move up, but after it moves up, there's so much resistance up here. The good news though is that if it does end up moving up, a lot of the alts will also move up. And I think when that happens, you put alerts in this entire area, all up in here, and you just start selling off all of your alts that have rebounded, 50% or 100% or something like that. And yeah, that's all you have to do. And then you could take some money out so you could actually have some cash, But yeah, that's going to be the quick update. As you could tell, just in summary, maybe super short term bullish. But if we do come up here, to me, there's going to be a sell zone. Going to definitely look for sell orders, sell candles up here, bearish candles for me to get into a short position. And I want to target 74K, 74, 75. That's my real, that's where I think there might be a bottom, but there has to be some good reaction because you have to be able to put a stop, because there's still the possibility that it literally goes all the way down to the 50s. And if that does happen, most alts are going to continue to get absolutely crushed, lose massive amounts of value, maybe 50% haircuts from where they are right now. So you better have stops on all of your trades. I definitely do. And once my trades are in profit, I bring my stop losses up to break even. So there's no more. There's literally no way to fail and to lose money with that. That's going to be it for this stream. So hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate that. Appreciate Gabby. Always there. Shout out. And that's going to be it. So I will make another stream, make another update when something new happens. Okay. Peace.